My name's Fehr and I'm the director of Eugene Onegin. I trained as a director at drama school, having left university, and my pathway was then I worked as an assistant director for a variety of different professional directors before I then got onto the Young Artist programme at the Royal Opera House, which lots of people might know of for the fact that they train singers and conductors, but they also train every 2 years a young stage director. So that's what I did, and I left there in 2007. And I've been working freelance as a director ever since, still doing a little bit of assisting, but increasingly now doing just my... The last year or so has been particularly busy, in the next few months also going to be, which of course I wouldn't have any other way, but sometimes it does feel a little bit overwhelming. What I really loved last year was the goodwill in everyone who was involved in the project, because so many people involved in the project are professionals, they're doing it in their spare time. One got the feeling that they all really wanted to be there and were having a great time doing it, particularly thinking about the chorus. What I also really enjoyed though was the way that all these different elements came together towards the end. So rehearsing the school children, rehearsing the chorus, rehearsing the principals all individually, rehearsing the dancers individually as well. And then in the sort of last 10 days or so, them all coming together and seeing how they worked as a unit, I found incredibly exciting and very gratifying that it did work. So I'm very much looking forward to that again. I'm also, particularly this year, looking forward to the choice of repertoire. Eugene Onegin is a piece which, actually I was just thinking this morning about it, it's the piece that I've seen the most number of different productions for. I've seen 8 different productions of this piece, and I think it's wonderful. And I was really keen to do it, so I was so glad when Nick and Rose agreed that this would be the choice for this year. And I'm particularly excited about working with our cast this year, in particular Kate Valentine, who's a huge up-and-coming star. She's going to be really big, and that's really exciting that we've managed to get her singing her first Tatiana. That's going to be really good. It was a choice that was made by Nick, Rose and myself, and we were looking for a piece which would incorporate all these different elements which we have in the community opera, so the dancers, the children, the adult chorus. What we learned last year from Ella's ear was that it was very good having a piece which was set in a specific community, because it meant we could therefore show the whole cross-section of the community, from the children to the granddads and grandmas. And Onegin amazingly offers us that in not one community, not 2, but 3. So in the first act we have a sort of labouring agricultural community. In the second act we have a middle class but rural community. And then in the third act we have basically urban high society. And we thought what fun it would be for our chorus to be able to play these 3 different personas in each of the 3 different acts. So that seemed to work for us very well. And I think we also just agreed that after last year when we did a comedy in a very particular musical idiom, it would be lovely to do something which was more serious and in a quite different musical style. And we all just agreed, Rose, Nick and I, that it's just an incredibly good piece, and we were all really excited about the opportunity to do it. I think the biggest challenges are in the planning, because I have to be really precise. So for example, take the scene at the beginning of Act 2, which is Tatiana's name day party, or in this production her birthday party. And in that we've got 39-year-old children, we've got a dozen students from a special needs school, we've got a dozen dancers, we've got about 60 members of the chorus, and we've got about 7 principals. And until the last week I'll be rehearsing all of those groups individually. And I need to be really clear about how I anticipate them knitting together when we finally get all of them in one place. So that for me is the biggest challenge, is just making sure that I'm really clear on what each group is going to be doing, so that when they do all come together, it doesn't feel that they just take it in turns, but actually they inhabit a single community, all 120 of them. 5 is a bit tricky, let me think. Young, ever in love, unrequitedly. ideally. I think that's it, and I just hope that people will think that the answer is yes, in which case come along because you'll understand what this girl Tatiana is going through.